Bank of Nigeria has shed light on its electronic foreign exchange matching system, EFEMS, authorized platform for interbank trading. Dealers have been advised to integrate with the platform. It aims to boost transparency and efficiency, but there's still a lot of questions around it. We're happy to have Zeal Akaraiwe, who is the CEO of the advisory firm Graeme, Blaque, to break it all down for us. Zeal, good morning to you. Good
morning,
to see you. I guess, for some who want to start with the why. Why is the CBN integrating the system, bringing up the system at this time?
So it's a very interesting question. There's always been a system.
Right.
Now, a lot of people assume this is the first time the central bank is using a system. I joined Treasury in 2004. There's almost always been a system.
Yeah.
Before now, it was a different system. This system is different to the extent that it gives both the authorized dealers and the central bank more visibility and more information. It introduces a better price transparency, and the information asymmetry that has been plaguing the market over the last year has been removed.
Okay.
So just a better overview for everybody.
Okay.
Yes.
Bloomberg is behind this. Can you talk about the technology itself?
It's the same technology.
For those that don't know.
So what happened before? What was happening before was the authorized dealers. And when I say before, I'm talking about when we had a functional market.
Right.
Okay, let's put that in perspective. When we had a functional foreign exchange market, what would happen is dealers were trading on the system, Reuters. Okay. You put your bid, you put your offer, somebody hits you, whatever the case. But what everybody sees is bid and offer.
Right.
That's where the banks will buy and where the banks will sell from each other. Okay. What the system does is exactly the same thing. You see the bid and the offer. However, what the system does is that it looks at everybody's bid and offer and then picks the best bid and the best offer, and that is what the market rate is. And everybody sees it. It also lets you see volumes, which the former system wasn't doing. So the banks trading can see there is this amount of dollars being sold, there is this amount of dollars being bought, and you have an idea. And then what happened was when the system was introduced 1st of December, operationally 2nd of December, people realized, and the central bank governor has said this a few times, I guess, again, the central bank is still rebuilding the credibility of the central bank. But he said it several times. There's been more supply than demand. But because there was no way for everybody to know this, a few banks had the monopoly of supply.
Right.
In which case, if the central bank says there's more supply than demand and you call your bank and there's no supply, they say it's not true.
Right.
But now the whole market sees this is the amount of supply, this is the amount of demand, and they can see that there's a difference. Yeah.
Now, apologies for the obvious question here, but to follow up on that, the part about market integrity and price discovery, how does that fit in here with what you've explained?
So for financial markets, it doesn't matter the asset class. For financial markets, transparency is a crucial factor in price discovery. The reason technology is used is because with information asymmetry, i.e., if one party in the market has superior information than another party, they are not going to have true price discovery because there'll be arbitrage. So what this is now doing is making sure that the information, trading information available to everybody is the same. Okay. Once you have that, then you can take informed decision. In the past, you see, quite a few transactions in the market were based on desperation. So, and anybody who has done a transaction in the market in the last 1 year would attest to this. If you bring in dollars and you call your bank and say, I have $10 or $20 million or whatever, your bank would hardly ever give you a price. They would ask you what rate you want. Then they will tell you to wait. Okay. Then they go on the other side and start shopping around with all the people who need dollars and saying, oh boy, there's 10 million. We don't know when we'll see money again. This is the rate.
Take it
Better
now.
take it. Or somebody. And they created that level of panic.
And make a spread.
They created that, in this world of defamation, we have to.
Okay, gotcha.
They created that level of panic. And yes, there were a lot of individuals who are benefiting personally from the information asymmetry.
Gotcha.
And so what we were seeing generally was whatever rate you see in the market as the price of dollar was the rate at which the most desperate people were willing to pay. Not the rate everybody was waiting. And all you needed was one or two people to transact at that rate, and that was it. That became the rate.
Right.
So people were panicking and saying, look, there's no dollars, let's quickly buy. And what? There was dollars.
Right.
There was. I mean, if you, in August or September, when the central bank did the auction, the Dutch auction, central bank sold virtually 80% of all the demand in the market. Those that were not sold to were because they didn't meet the conditions, not because they couldn't sell.
Right.
And out of the money that was sold, you won't believe that a huge portion of it was returned to the central bank by the banks. They couldn't sell it.
Really?
Yeah, so that whole idea, and I've heard a lot of people placed in very senior parts of government say, oh, the demand pressure. And central bank has been saying, whatever demand pressure you're seeing, we've seen it. The market can handle it. If the market can't handle it, we can handle it. You know, but the people still were suffering from PTSD of what has happened over the last couple of years, and it's understandable. But over time, the system will give the level of transparency and information, and then restore the confidence in the currency that we have lost.
This might also be pretty straightforward. I want to read a quote from the central bank. I guess in terms of the dealers participating on the platform, but the CBN, I guess part of their report said that okay, here it is. Authorized dealers are advised to acquire the technology and resources to integrate with the Bloomberg BMAR system, train relevant personnel to operate and manage the platform effectively, and ensure full compliance with all operational guidelines and standards. We felt it was needed to put this out there. So, yes, can you speak to that? Pretty straightforward. You need to know how to work the system, basically.
Basically. So what many people, and I'm answering a lot of questions you're not asking because, you know, there have been so many. I've seen so much on social media and all that. So yes, the central bank had to put that out to let the authorized dealers know this is a new system. It's not like, don't forget, before this system has been a project for a couple of months.
Okay.
Before it was rolled out, the central bank called all the authorized dealers into a room.
Right.
I said, we're thinking about this. All the authorized dealers said, thumbs up, we love it. The Bloomberg people were there. And so there was a whole process to getting this done. It did not take authorized dealers by surprise. But the central bank, for transparency, has to put out a circular, say, this is what we're doing. Everybody make sure you're on the same page so nobody has any excuse. But I don't know any authorized dealer that did not already have the system.
Gotcha.
So it's not a system that, so if you're into fixed income, all 100% of all the fixed income transactions in Nigeria are done on Bloomberg.
Gotcha.
They already have the system, they've already paid the subscription. This is a module. This is like having Windows.
Right.
You've bought Windows, but you've never used Excel.
Gotcha.
And someone says, let's use Excel for calculating.
Perfect.
And someone says, you know, and you already have it.
Perfect.
So what's the cost? I'm like, you already have it.
Right.
Oh, what if my computer crashes? Well, when you were using Word,
what
happened?
Right.
It's the same thing. You know, so it's a system that already existed. Authorized dealers already had it. There's no additional cost to them. It's already integrated via APIs into the central bank system so they can see everything. But it's just like to reiterate, it's a new system. Make sure you have what it takes to run it. We don't hear any stories.
You said I'm not asking a lot of questions. Is there any point you want to put out there that...
No, I didn't say you're not. I said I'm answering a lot of questions.
Gotcha. Fantastic. All right, so Naira outlook, Zeal. I know this is a tricky one going into 2025 because, you know, there's still the swings, parallel market, this and that, and this. How do you see things? I know it's not a crystal ball question.
It's not. I would say only two things. I can't give a rate, obviously.
Of course.
Even if I had a crystal ball and I knew it, I'd be the richest man in the world.
Exactly. You wouldn't tell
but I'll say two things. One, the central bank governor has consistently said the Naira is undervalued. Very consistent.
Yeah.
And I think from where he sits, he has more information on the markets than anybody else. So I would take his word for it. Two, and what I would do is challenge a lot of the economically inclined journalists out there. Let's take September last year. Exchange rate was 750 thereabouts, yeah? Let's look at all the macroeconomic indices that affect the strength of the Naira. September last year versus now. And let's see which is...
Right.
Where are we now compared to this time last year? Yeah. Let's look at if it's oil production, if it is FPI flows, if it's IMTO flows, if it's demand through the ports, if it is petrol consumption, if it is petrol importation, whatever it is, pick any of the macroeconomic indices that affect the strength of the Naira 15 months ago versus now. You're going to find that now we're in a significantly superior position. Not slightly, not even the same, superior. So the question is, if the exchange rate was that then, and it is here now, what's the outlook as things are improving.
Yeah. Zeal Akaraiwe of Graeme Blaque, always a pleasure having you on the show to come and discuss issues. Thank you so much for coming.